It's almost like those doors knew I was coming through.
Your enchanter Vivienne lives well. She remains
For she who trusts in the Maker, fire is
I
her.
have heard rumors.
This is the first time we are summoning the War Council. I don't know if you guys remember, or if you were here last stream, I talked about being able to... Oh, here we go. What do we need to do? Hold that thought. Opens up new dialogue options related to history in the Chantry. Grants an additional 50% XP for each codex entry found. Now I want something for codex entries. I believe. Detailed study of underworld customs and their brutal practical applications opens up new dialogue. Grants a 5% increase in XP earned from killing foes. Actually might be better. %10 chance to receive extra herbs and grants a significant increase to the discovery range. I might also need a favor for a favor, which is something that I didn't do. I didn't do a lot of this in connections, a lot of perks. I'm gonna go with forces and this right here. The hinterlands. Build watchtowers. So this takes an hour. Back to what I was talking about, you can fast forward time and complete these missions without having to wait for them. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to use, I mean, it says doesn't really matter. I'm just going to send Josephine out to build the watchtowers. Watch this. Watch this now, you hear? Get you guys back up so I can see you. And this little doohickey. Okay, so that's done. What you do is to get this little cheat that I'm doing, you just change your date and time forward and backwards, and then you don't have to wait for anything. So now she's done Cult of Andraste. I suppose we can do some of these other things. Send the peeps out. Send Josephine there. Terran of Highever. Just a minute. Red Jenny, this is for Sarah.
Let's see what we have.
And Bog Unicorn. I think this is just something that automatically... I could just automatically get a Bog Unicorn. See what's in Orlais to do. Another Red Jenny quest. Send Colin on it. Change our time. Not cheating. accept this report. Amulet of Power. Jar of Bees. It's just making it so I can get through the game quicker. Shit, good thing. Utilize Grey Warden treaties. Confrontation with Mother Havara and the Valrayo market had a desired effect to a point. The Chantry's commendation of the Inquisition was lost amid a flurry of speculation over the actions of Lord Seeker Lucius, as well as a divide in the opinions of the reigning Chantry clerics. There are, however, clerics still loudly denouncing the Herald of Andraste. Inquisition could leave them to their speeches, but dealing with them before the Chantry elects a new divine could be of benefit. These clerics were not at the conclave for a reason. They all have secrets and weaknesses we should exploit. Delicate hand is needed. We'll send Josephine. I honestly have no idea if doing this, like sending out certain members of your party does anything different to the storyline. I liked to think that in the first game, but Cult of Andraste. Before the Fifth Blight and the revival of the Hero of Ferelden, Haven was occupied by cultists who worshipped a dragon, one they believed to be Andraste reborn. Both the cultists and their dragon were long gone by the time the Chantry arrived to build this temples of sacred ashes, but there might still be undiscovered passages in the mountains. With a concerted search effort, it might be possible to unearth something useful. We have enough soldiers for the search. They will need to be careful. If you select agents, I have just the ones in mind, so we'll just send Liliana and address the nobleman's concerns. Herald your Inquisition says it's for order against chaos. Filthy savages tearing at our roots. Oh, elves and apostates. We could send a few patrols, but I prefer they help refugees. Agreed. Let's change the time and date again. And we're getting influence now. Utilize the Grey Warden treaties. Okay, Josephine.
Let us begin.
Truth or jailer at the Imperial Court. Proving the Divine's death would be just as... Oh my gosh. Proving the Divine's death would just be used against us. We need to find the source of this rumor. We cannot prove the Divine is dead, but we could escort people to the crater to see for themselves. Let's find the source of the rumor. Chooses a successor and lies. Oh. I don't want to do that yet. I don't know. I don't know if I want to do that. Inquisition Barter Charger. Sorry I'm going a little bit quick here, you guys. I just want to see if I can get some power. Tyrant of High Ever. The Tyrant of High Ever wishes to convey our deepest sympathies on the death of Divine Justinia. We hold a vigil in High Ever in remembrance of Justinia and cordially invite the Inquisition to attend. We have a number of Ferelden officers we could send in honor. I know Terran Kuzlin, and I knew Justinia. I can't attend, but I could write to him. Well, I want Liliana to do that.
Let's see what we have.
Tyrant of Ha Ever. Secrets of Andraste. We have agents with magical knowledge, and this means they acquired texts. Yes. Oh, she's busy. Let us work on this ourselves. I'd rather work on that ourselves, not involve anybody from other parties. back. Andraste, Liliana,
Let's see
go.
what we have.
Deploy yourself, woman. Contact Clan Lavelin. Okay, so this is our clan. Offers green to the Inquisition. While some Dalish clans hate humans and wish nothing to do with them, Clan Lavelin has always dealt fairly with all and wished only peace. It's come to our attention that a member of our clan is being held captive by your Inquisition. She went to the Conclave only to observe the peace talks between mages and Templars and find it unlikely that she has intentionally violated your customs. If she has been charged with a crime, we would appreciate hearing of it. If not, it would ease our concerns to hear from her. Your people must be approached carefully. One of our elven scribes could deliver a message and share the news of the Inquisition's fair treatment. The Dalish respect deeds, not words. Let my elven agents deliver something the clan needs to show his good faith. My troops can deliver news of your safety and make it clear that the Inquisition should be taken seriously. Send Josephine. I don't want to worry anybody. Okay, so I think this is done for now. You guys are both software engineers. Nerds. Okay. To please say that we got... Oh, I don't think we got any power from any of that. But we might get power for turning in that quest. Deliver the herbs to Thren.
That mercenary band that joined the Inquisition.
I like that. I like it a lot.
I don't know if Peridon can get you that many drafts, revered mother.
One logging stand.
Yes.
I don't think I ever finished those. I can never figure that out.
Need something?
I read your Tale of the Champion, and I have a few questions.
That's a pretty common reaction. Go ahead.
What happened to the mage who destroyed the Kirkwall Chantry? The book never said.
He fled Kirkwall with the mages from the Circle. Stayed with them a while, but he had to move on. Somehow a lot of mages blamed him for making them live as fugitives. I don't know where he is now, and I don't want to know.
In the book, you say that first Enchanter Orsino turned himself into a giant monster made of corpses. How? Why?
Do I look like an expert on magical weirdness to you? Well, I can't tell you how. For the why, all I can say is he was desperate.
I can't believe that he didn't like that.
Where are the rest of Hawke's associates now?
Meryl decided to look after the elves left homeless by the fighting. She's done a pretty good job of keeping them away from the mages and Templars, so far. I guess she has plenty of practice avoiding stupid human battles with her old Dalish clan. Fenris has kept himself busy, hunting down the Tevinter slavers who came south to prey on the refugees. I'm not sure exactly where he is at the moment. You can usually follow the trail of corpses, though. Isabella went back to the raiders. She's calling herself an admiral now. I don't know if she's actually in charge or just has a really big hat. Might be the same thing, honestly. Hawk's little brother was off on some warden business near the Anderfell's border last I knew. Aveline is still guard captain. I'm pretty sure Kirkwall would fall into the sea if she quit her job.
Oh, he seems angry. How's the stream for everybody?
Need something?
Can I ask you something, Varric?
You want to talk about me? I'm flattered. Also inclined toward extravagant lies.
Are you from Ferelden? Olay?
Free marches, born and raised in Kirkwall. And despite whatever you've heard, no, Kirkwall's not that bad.
How do you and Cassandra know each other?
You heard about the Kirkwall Chantry being destroyed? The guy responsible used to be a friend of mine. The Seeker had questions about that, and I had answers.
Okay, good to hear the stream's doing well. Mine paused on my computer, so I just want to make sure it's okay. Thank the maker I don't have to park in the street anymore. Looking at 18 to 24 inches of snow. Whew.
I'm not clear on your line of work. You're a merchant?
I'm a businessman. My family has a seat in the Dwarven Merchants Guild. Merchants buy and sell goods. Businessmen buy and sell stores. In my spare time, I manage a spy network, and occasionally, I write books.
You're an author. What kind of books have you written?
I've tried my hands at a few genres. My crime serials are my most popular. Hard in Hightown, guards breaking the rules to get things done. The Tale of the Champion is the most famous thing I've written, or infamous maybe. I started a romance serial once, Swords and Shields, but to be honest, I don't have a knack for romances. Most of my stories end in tragedy. Probably that says something unfortunate about me personally.
Where did you get that crossbow? I've never seen one like it.
Bianca? She's one of a kind. I got her off a guy in Darktown. Took me a week to pry his dead fingers off the stock.
Who is she named for?
I can't tell you.
And the reason for that is?
Complicated. It's the one story I'll never tell. We just have to leave it at that.
Thanks, Varric.
No problem.
So I wonder if he knew Bianca, the Paragon.
Chasing mages, that's a Templar's job. A big, armoured, pissed-off helm polisher. Not too late to go find some. Or stay home.
You apparently have a lot of friends. Tell me about your network.
It's not mine, right? I mean, it is, but it's also everyone. Everyone who wants to shove it to nobles who hide behind gold and silk. And hats, I guess.
Is Red Jenny real? Or was she always just you and your friends?
Dunno.
Don't you care?
Not if it works. I mean, Red is scary because blood. And Jenny is... Look, nobody fears the bunch of people who do random stuff. And besides, it's easy. Nobles want a bogeyman because they need to believe normal people can't get at them. Numbers, yeah? An even spread is all it takes.
So do you take turns leading or something like that?
There's nothing to lead. Put a few favors in, take a few out. Stop and you cut yourself out. Other than that, we stay out of each other's way. Probably best. Some are right.
We'll talk another time.
It's all good, isn't it?
Isn't it? Oi.
You're right. I'm sorry. When you spend your days teaching the child...
Hello.
Hello.
I'd like to know more about you, Solus.
Why?
You're an apostate, yet you risked your freedom to help the Inquisition.
Not the wisest course of action when framed that way.
I appreciate the work you're doing, Solus. I just wanted to know more about you.
I'm sorry. With so much fear in the air. What would you know of me?
This is where he seems kind of like off-put, like not wanting to talk about his whole what he is.
What made you start studying the Fade?
I grew up in a village to the north. There was little to interest a young man, especially one gifted with magic. But as I slept, spirits of the Fade showed me glimpses of wonders I had never imagined. I treasured my dreams. Being awake, out of the Fade, became troublesome.
Did spirits try to tempt you?
No more than a brightly colored fruit is deliberately tempting you to eat it. I learned how to defend myself from more aggressive spirits, and how to interact safely with the rest. I learned how to control my dreams with full consciousness. There was so much I wanted to explore.
I gather you didn't spend your entire life dreaming.
No. Eventually, I was unable to find new areas in the Fade.
Why?
2 reasons. First, the Fade reflects the world around it. Unless I traveled, I would never find anything new. Second, the Fade reflects and is limited by our imaginations. To find interesting areas, one must be interested.
Is this why you joined the Inquisition?
I joined the Inquisition because we were all in terrible danger. If our enemies destroyed the world, I would have nowhere to lay my head while dreaming of the Fade.
I wish you luck.
Thank you. In truth, I've enjoyed experiencing more of life to find more of the Fade.
How so?
You train your will to control magic and withstand possession. Your indomitable focus is an enjoyable side benefit. You have chosen a path whose steps you do not dislike because it leads to a destination you enjoy. As have I.
Indomitable focus?
Presumably. I have yet to see it dominated. I imagine that the sight would be fascinating.
We'll talk later.
Goodbye.
I'm gonna see if I can talk to him about elves.
Greetings.
I'd be interested in hearing your opinions on elven culture.
I thought you would be more interested in sharing your opinions of elven culture. You are Dalish, are you not?
Yes, I am. The Dalish are the best hope for preserving the culture of our people.
Our people. You use that phrase so casually. It should mean more. But the Dalish have forgotten that, among other things.
Oh, but you know the truth, right?
While they pass on stories, mangling details, I walk the Fade. I have seen things they have not.
The Dalish are trying to restore elven history. If you know something new, share it.
Would your clan listen to what I had learned in my studies? My travels? Or would they mock the Flatir and his stories and go back to their ruins? At least you are asking. But here's something. I will answer as I can.
Oh, what a dick.
We'll talk later.
Goodbye.
You just can't make him happy. I was definitely not being a jerk either. We'll talk to Cullen, Cassandra, and then Blackwall, and head back to the hinterlands.
You need something.
Is there anything I should know?
Redcliffe wasn't always a refuge for mages. Some of our recruits have family there. They fear for the place, as do I.
I should get to know you better. We are working together after all.
What would you like to know?
All right. Where are you from?
Ooh, how to act for Reldon. I'd like to take full responsibility for Lady Marchalette's odd behavior. You see, recently began the study of history. Blah, blah, blah.
I I grew up in Ferelden near Hongwood. I was transferred to Kirkwall shortly after the Blight. This is the first I've returned in almost 10 years.
Varric's from Kirkwall. Did you two know each other?
I knew he was friends with the champion of Kirkwall, but little else. We've spoken more since I joined the Inquisition, largely at Varric's insistence. Apparently, I spend too much time with a serious expression on my face, and it's bad for my health.
You haven't seen Ferelden in 10 years.
Have a
Are
good
you glad
night,
to be
Hopper.
back?
Thanks for stopping
I was
by.
not sorry to leave at the time. I did not expect to return. Now, between the Divine Murder and the Breach, I've arrived to find nothing but chaos.
You were in Ferelden during the Blight. Did you fight Darkspawn?
No. I was stationed at Ferelden's Circle Tower. The Circle had troubles of its own. I remained there during the Blight.
What happened at the Circle Tower?
You who survived the Blight have fond memories of that time. I would prefer not to speak.
What was Kirkwall like?
While I was there, Canary occupied and then attacked the city. The Viscount's murder caused political unrest. Relations between Mages and Templars fell apart. An apostate blew up the Chantry, and the Knight Commander went mad. Other than that, it was fine.
What happened between Kirkwall's Mages and Templars?
You were at the Conclave. You must have heard people speak of it.
Yes, but you were there.
There was tension between Mages and Templars long before I arrived. Eventually, it reached a breaking point. There was fighting in the streets. Abominations began killing both sides. It was a nightmare.
Bye, Mudblood. Thanks for the follow. Have a good night.
What happened then?
The Templars should have restored order. But Red Lyrian had driven Knight Commander Meredith mad. She threatened to kill Kirkwall's champion. Turned on her own men. I'm not sure how far she would have gone. Too far.
So you opposed her?
I stood with the champion against her, in the end. I should have seen through Meredith sooner.
I'll let you return to your work.
Another time, then.
Go on, then.
Go on, then.
I'd like to get to know you better.
You would?
Is that a problem?
Not entirely. I'm just curious as to your motivation.
Is there any harm in us becoming a little closer?
Plenty.
Is that right?
As you wish. My name is Cassandra Pendergast, daughter of the Royal House of Navarra, 78th in line for the Navarran throne. I joined the Seekers of Truth as a young woman, and was with the Order until they withdrew from the Chantry. I remained as the Divine's right hand, carrying out her order to form the Inquisition. And here we are. That's all there is to know, my lady.
No, Respatini. Cullen was kind of like a character that... I mean, he was in Origins for just a split second in the Mage's... the Circle of Tower. He was someone being tortured right before you go to fight the boss. And then in Dragon Age 2, I think I recognized him more, but I didn't kind of like put two and two together. Not like Isabella. Isabella was easy to put together because of her attitude. But with Cullen, it was just like, he was very forgettable. So, yeah, he was forgettable.
So you were the right hand to the Divine?
To Divine Justinian, yes. And Divine Beatrix before her, in fact. The position is normally reserved for Templars of the Knights Divine, but my circumstances were unusual.
Unusual how?
You don't know the story? Thank the Maker. I will tell you if you wish, but it isn't as exciting as some drum it up to be. The short version is that I once saved the previous Divine's life. My reward was becoming her right hand.
But what does a right hand do, exactly?
What is your hand capable of? It gives, it takes, it beckons. It makes a fist. Liliana and I extended the Divine's reach beyond the Grand Cathedral. We went where she could not. After Beatrix, I was tired of the position and wanted to return to the Seekers. But Justinia convinced me to stay. Her vision for the future gave me hope.
You thought she could really change things?
Justinian knew the war was coming long before it began. She tried to avert it, but the forces arrayed against her were too strong. Sometimes you have to break a bone so it can be reset. That's where the Inquisition comes in. It was to be the answer. A means to preserve as well as an agent for change. I only wish she had lived to see it.
I'll let you get back to work.
Don't need to talk to you anymore because you're getting angry with me because I hit on you.
They've got good form. Cullen's putting his Templar training to good use.
Did Cullen tell you he was a Templar? He's not wearing the armor.
He didn't have to. Might not be a Templar shield, but it's a Templar holding it. He angles the shield just a bit down. Helps direct fire or acid away, so it doesn't spray right into your face. Kanari learned the same thing when we trained to fight Tevinter mages. Your Templar's doing good work.
I'm impressed by what Cullen has accomplished with the troops.
Damn right. It takes time to build a group into a team, but he's got their loyalty. Now he just needs them to make a decent shield wall, and they'll be good to go. Biggest problem for the Inquisition right now isn't on the front line. It's at the top. You've got no leader, no Inquisitor.
Then maybe we need one. I'd be willing.
You? Huh. Why you?
I've got the mark on my hand. I've sealed Fade Rifts, and hopefully I'll seal the breach as well.
That means you have a skill. That doesn't necessarily mean you should be deciding alliances. My people don't pick leaders from the strongest, or the smartest, or even the most talented. We pick the ones willing to make the hard decisions, and live with the consequences. Who knows? Maybe you sealed the breach. The Chantry gets off its ass and all those soldiers go home and get fat.
You think?
It could happen. It won't, but it could.
It could.
Come on,
Let's change our mount since we might use it a bit more often. And we're gonna go with a creepy bog unicorn, possibly. We have the red heart and the Ferelden Forder, the Barded Charger. Yeah, we'll go with the bog unicorn because bog unicorn is creepy.
Why are you here with the scouts instead of bobbing around with nobles anyway?
Make her look at it. So much easier to ignore when it's far away. And to actually walk out of it. To be that close.
If I hadn't been saved by the Inquisition soldiers, I don't know what would have happened.
Inquisition soldiers? That's not what I've heard. I have to admit, I thought you'd be...
Human?
Yes.
Being up front is better than night fear.
It was a foolish thought. Should have known better than to say anything. It's what you do and how you do it that's important. Just one question then. How do you think you fit in with all this?
It's been a whirlwind. It's hard to say where I fit.
I guess we'll have to figure that out. For me, I'll be satisfied so long as we find the bastards that killed the Divine. They owe us some answers.
Yes, they do.
I've heard rumors of abandoned warden camps all over these parts. If we have time, I'd like to take a look. See if there's anything we can salvage.
You're oddly charming for a man I found wandering the forest.
I always thought myself more odd than charming. But I'll take a compliment from a lady. They're hard to come by these days.
Compliments or ladies?
Both. So, is there something large and heavy you need moved?
Manual labor in exchange for compliments. Useful.
Well, I act to please. I have to say, my lady, you're unlike any woman I've ever met. I'm flattered you'd spend any time with me. I enjoy your company.
Oh, it's so, that's the thing, is it's so easy to fall in love with Blackwall.
Nothing right now. Perhaps in a bit.
Morgan is the Sims 3 god. Yeah, I've played many hours. Oh, David's in here. Sims 4 needs more content. That is true. That mustache of Blackwall is so annoying sometimes. It's the beard. It's where it comes up here. Like, they just needed to bring it down straight. Not like... It looks... He needs to trim that beard. Modders out there, change that beard, please. Please. Maker's breath, that mustache. Oh yeah, it's kind of like going out into his, tickling his lip. Oh, I just tickled my own lip. That was awkward.